All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, welcome to another edition of Power Connections with Dr. Kevin Vaughan. And I have the honor and the opportunity and the just excited about this one here where we have Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd. Dr. Shepherd, how are you today, madam? God bless you.
Hello, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me. What a gorgeous day it is to be with you.
Oh, yes, it is. We're not talking about the weather, guys, because it don't matter what the weather's doing. It's
Exactly.
still a gorgeous day. Yeah, that's right,
No
guys.
matter what's going on.
That's exactly right, because the planet's going to do what it's supposed to do each and every day, but we got to do what we got to do. And we're thanking God and we're thanking you guys for listening to us today. Hey, once again, this is Power Connections. My beautiful and awesome talent guest is Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd. She's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. Isn't that powerful? So I love the technology. I didn't have to send my Learjet to pick her up for the studio audience, so that's powerful.
Not this time, Kevin. Next time, send that jet.
That's exactly right, man. I'm gonna have everything on it that you need to get here safely. I love it. So guys, let me tell you a little bit about Power Connections. We bring in powerful people like Dr. Shepherd to share their testimonies, their background, their business, their expertise, their wonderful backgrounds that they have from almost from childbirth in some cases all the way up to now. So all the experiences that they're going to share. So we want you to be empowered, guys. We want you to be encouraged. And we want you may learn a few things too today from Dr. Shepherd. So guys, we're going to get started here because everybody's schedule is so busy today. We want to recognize that as well. Hey, I'm going to read Dr. Shepherd's bio, guys, to introduce her properly. But before we do that, Dr. Shepherd, anything on your heart today that you want to share with the people? Because there's a lot going on. Most of the time I talk to people, they just want to be encouraged. They just want to hear a good word or just something, or maybe just a good ear, right? Sometimes I just want to listen. Just listen to me. Can you just listen to me for a minute? Yeah. Anything you'd like to share before we get started to the network?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say a heartfelt greetings and thank you so much for being here. It's awesome to be able to speak to Kevin and his audience. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you who's spending some time with us. And one thing I would love to encourage you to remember, right? So I'm wanting to speak into what you already know deep inside you, not what you're just hearing with your intellect, but what you already know deep inside you. Yeah. Just remember that you're a divine being. You are divinity. You are the integrated spiritual human person. You are the means for heaven to come into the earthly realm. Yeah. You are brilliant. You are magnificent essence, moving, unfolding, expressing, experiencing. And you do all this by choice.
Yeah.
By choice.
Yeah.
So it's your conscious awareness of who you are, and then your choicefulness in your expression thereof that creates the world that reflects back to you. And so as you remember that, as you make choices based on that understanding and that knowing, your life can be an exquisite movie that you love being the star of.
Oh, I love it, Dr. Shepherd. That's powerful. Because right now, guys, we're in our own movie. I like that. We're in our own time. We're actually filming ourselves. We're director, producer, actor, actresses. We're actually doing the whole production is right now within us. Isn't that something? Exactly. Right now, I love it. That's powerful. So we have the choice. I love that word choice. And guys, I can tell you that's probably one of the greatest gifts that God has given us is choice. He said, I'm not going to just force them to recognize me or even to worship me, even though he deserves it. He said, I'm going to give them choice and they're going to figure it out. Some of them will, some of them won't, but that's okay. And that's what God don't want no robots, right, Doc? He wants people that would love him unconditionally. And we do that here on the network, guys. So thank you so much, Dr. Shepherd, for that wisdom today. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections. I want you guys, first of all, to share this out on the network. Also, too, guys, I want you to know that Dr. Shepherd is on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. I think it's about 4.7 billion people on the internet right now, Doc. So that means they're going to have to catch you on the internet. So, guys, you can just type her name in there on LinkedIn and Twitter, and you can get more information about her as well. Powerful, powerful woman. And we're just excited about that. Also, too, Doc, what I'm thinking about is, this is a powerful Women's Month where we recognize women all across the world. You want to say a few words about that? Because I know you're an awesome woman of God. So anything you'd like to say about the women's recognition for this month as well?
Thank you so much. And happy belated International Women's Day,
Yeah.
which was yesterday.
Yeah.
And what I would like to speak into is the divine feminine, which actually exists in women and in men.
Yeah.
And on the earth right now, there seems to be a lot of over the top, overpowering,
Yeah.
some could use the word toxic masculinity.
Mhm.
And that comes from women and from men as well. So
Yes.
what I would like to say in this energy of the month of the woman is for us all, male or female, to amplify our divine feminine energy. So that is often the softer
Yeah.
aspect of ourselves, the waiting aspect, not the going and doing aspect, but the sitting back, receiving aspect, the nurturing aspect, the holding aspect, and see how we can shift the planet
Yes.
by everyone amplifying their divine feminine, womanly qualities, and not just living out of the go, go, do, get it done,
Yeah.
masculine energy. There's neither a right nor a wrong. It's they come into play at the right time.
Mhm.
And we, again, can consciously choose to amplify one or the other.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Doc. Hey, guys, this is your wonderful Power Connections with Dr. Kevin Vaughan and Dr. Valerie Shepard. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the network today to interview her about her wonderful self, and I can't wait to share her bio. We're going to go into her bio right now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Valerie Renee Shepard. Isn't that a beautiful name, guys? I love that. It just kind of flows off your lips there. Valerie Renee Shepard is a catastrophic stroke survivor, ladies and gentlemen, self-mastery expert and CEO of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. I love that, guys, and that's a trademark. She helps people transform their lives from the inside out using her proprietary 4-step process and other spiritual principles and practices with her multi-award winning international bestseller, Living Happy to Be Me. I love it. Congratulations on that. Dancing Your Soul Lifestyle as well. That's copyrighted and trademarked and all the above. Isn't that brilliant? I love it, guys. I love it. I love it. Valerie also received her PhD, hey, Doc, in consciousness and human potential in 2021. Congratulations on that effort. We know what that takes to get there. She serves on the board of Evolutionary Business Council, TM, and is a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success, ladies and gentlemen. Among many awards of recognition, Dr. Valerie received the 2021 Barbara Marx Hubbard Outstanding Evolutionary Leadership Leader Award. I love it. She is frequently a guest on podcasts, radio, and television shows all across the network, guys, all across the globe, as an expert in leadership, fulfillment, and happiness. I'm so excited about having her on Power Connections, ladies and gentlemen, as part of the Men Let's Talk Network. Dr. Valerie, welcome again to Power Connections. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr.
Amen.
Kevin. Awesome to be here.
Yes,
Really.
Amen. And you know what's exciting too, Doc? See, I want you to understand, guys. I have never met Doc yet. I've not lively met her yet. She's like a sister already because she just has that type of personality, and we know who to hang around with, whether we meet them live or virtual. You know, so Doc, thank you so much for having that type of presence here on our network, because we don't let everybody on, as you know. We don't let everybody on here, so I'm pretty excited. But Doc, if you would, share with us a little bit about your journey, how it got up to writing your books, because I want to also read, guys, that she has some powerful information too. I'll share with you a little later on. But Doc, share us a little bit about your journey and what you want us to hear today from you.
Thank you, Dr. Kevin. So my journey has been, I think, like many people's, multifaceted. It's had its downs, it's had its oh my gosh, and it's had it, it's had all of the above.
Yes.
And little nuggets. I'm the daughter of a career Marine and a father and a mother who worked for the Department of Defense for 30 some odd years.
Oh.
I've lived in multiple states. I've traveled internationally to 26 countries. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree that are completely different from my PhD. So I have the business background where I did marketing and business strategy
Yes.
for years, decades, and have worked at Fortune 100 companies. I've been in branding and all of that. And then I also have this part of me that is the bigger part of me now that is very focused on self-mastery and spiritual transformation.
Yes.
And through that, I've launched into post-secondary education, a curriculum based on my book. That's all around helping young adults, emerging adults is what I call them, 18 to 29, create lives that they love living by incorporating spiritual practices and principles that make them more well-rounded so they can live with more courage, confidence, inner peace, and happiness.
Oh, I love it. Doc, the last couple of years or so, because of COVID and everything else shutting down, it's been very interesting. I tell you, it's highlighted probably from A to Z. We can talk about that for several hours on what's happening with people's lives. But during the COVID time, how did you handle that shutdown and the changes and the, this is stuff we didn't even know what to do. People just kind of froze. What am I supposed to do now, Can you talk a little bit about how did you handle some of that time that when COVID hit and shut down the planet and we still got businesses, we still got bills coming in, right? Things got to be done. Can you talk a little bit, how did you handle that? What were you doing?
Sure, I love talking about COVID. So this goes back to the concepts that I said earlier. And I really, truly believe that when you anchor in the power that you have, like we are not just human, we are superhuman. When we integrate the spiritual nature, the divinity that we are, when we integrate that into the human concept of who we are, things become a lot easier, a lot more fluid, no matter what's going on. So for me, COVID did not disrupt my life that much.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I anchored in the space of God is everything. And so even in the midst of this is divinity, and my job is to align with that. So for me, I don't call it a lockdown. I call it a voluntary stay-at-home order because that's what I have friends who lived in countries that had martial law in effect. And so you could be shot if you were out on the wrong day. So in the United States, we had a voluntary stay-at-home order, and a lot of people paid attention to that. And I basically got really hyperactive on my phone, calling people, touching base with them, setting up Zoom meetings for social time if I needed to. I spent a lot of time outside on my deck, using my computer where I could get fresh air. I went for walks when that was possible. I went for walks around the lake, and around my lake, they went and put one-way arrows on the pavement so that everybody was facing the same direction. You didn't have to worry about people popping on you. So I took advantage of every means possible to be in my highest vibration. So I made choices that were designed to give me joy, give me peace, make me feel good, no matter what else was happening. And I still listened to the news, and I still dealt with things, and there were pivots. Obviously, as a speaker, I was being invited to speak on stages, but I did do several workshops through Zoom. So to me, it was the power of the pivot and the power of anchoring in trust and faith. This too shall pass. It's here to teach me something about me. And so I learned that I could do very well as a quasi introvert, forced introversion. And I also reaffirm that I'm doing exactly what I'm on the planet to do.
Oh man, Doc, now that's it right there. That's it. That's when you know that nothing can bother you, nothing can take you off your course, when you know that you know that you know. Wow, that's powerful. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections with my wonderful guest, Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I wanted to read something from her Instagram, from her LinkedIn page. He says she helps, this is what Doc does. She helps facilitate a deeper view. You heard that? A deeper view and understanding for those seeking greater clarity. This is for your life, confidence for your life, ease for your life, peace and joy for your life. Wow, that is incredible. And I'm going to tell you, Doc, based on what I've seen and what I observe and what our network does on podcasts and streaming, people are looking for all of this. They're looking for the way to master that, if you will. So that's important. So, Doc, that is so, so, so important. But, Doc, I want to take a pause for the cause. I want people to say, to contact you too. What's the best way to contact you for speaking engagements, for people who have podcast, streaming, television, cable, whatever, to bring you on as well? What's the best way to get in touch with you as well today?
It's perfect to reach out to me through my LinkedIn page. It's also easy to contact me through my email, valerie@hartleycenter.com.
Amen. I love it. Well, let's talk about, we're going to bring that up again later on, guys, so I know a lot of you want to get in touch with her. But Doc, let's talk about the books there. What the Living Happy to Be Me. Let's talk about the title. How did you come up with the title? That's all I want to know first.
So I am pretty much of a happiness zealot. And
Yes.
the reason it became that way is because I thought I was on the path to happiness all my life. And I thought I was doing the things that people told me would make me happy.
Yes.
Work really hard.
Yep.
Make a lot of money, get a good job, get your degree, make money.
Yep.
All those things that I really trusted were going to deliver me to this place called happiness.
Yes.
And then I got all those things. I had the degree, I had the great job, I had the great title, I had the great money, I had my dream car, and I was living in a fabulous house.
Yes.
And I discovered that I was not happy, that I really felt empty. It was sort of like a hollow victory. Like I really got to where I was told would be great. And when I got there, I kind of looked around and went, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And that was a really important revelation. And I feel like, I teach the day that we actually realize that we're not happy and we take responsibility for becoming happier is a great day. Like when I stop making it about who didn't show me, who didn't teach me, I stop making about the blame and shame game and say, okay, Valerie, what is it that I want and how is it that I would like to put those things in my life in alignment with the will of the divine for me in my life?
Yes.
And so the book came out of all of the work that I did, the workshops that I went to, the retreats that I went to, the books that I read, the teachers that I worked with, the spiritual counselors that supported me. I kind of distilled what seemed to be working for me through those years of experiences. I distilled them down into my 4-step process for creating more happiness and joy and freedom. And the name of the book was very specifically chosen around those things. So the word living was about it being more than a one-shot destination. Like happiness is a culmination of every moment. So that means it happens on a day-to-day, week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis. So living it, actually boots on the ground, not up in my head, but expressing it everywhere I go and whatever I do. And then obviously happy. I use the word happy because it's accessible. I read in my book that everybody in the world, no matter how happy they are, they're willing to have more. And so it's a universal concept that people are reaching toward. What I deeply, deeply am talking about is joy and bliss, like even higher vibrational levels of the word happy that are like, just there's nothing better. That's the level that I'm really talking about.
Oh, I love it.
To be was about not being a human doing. That we spend so much time doing, especially in the West. We're very focused on intellect and achievement. Intellect and achievement. Intellect and achievement. And I got stuck in that. And every achievement was just setting me up to go do more achievement. And happiness was a little bit waning. And so when I sat down and started doing meditation. I went to silent meditation retreats, multiple day silent meditation retreats. And
Mhm.
I started incorporating just being quiet and still. And when I incorporated just sitting in nature and letting
Yeah.
God to me through the plants and the birds and the bees, when I
Mhm.
started just being instead of doing
Yeah.
and going and grabbing for and as Michael Beckwith calls it, let go of your acquisitive nature, trying to acquire things.
Right.
Let go of that. I felt a calming influence come into my heart.
Yeah.
And
That's a
I
lot.
could be more
Mhm.
with the people and the things. And then the last thing, the capital ME,
Yeah.
that stands for magnificent essence.
Oh, I love it.
Magnificent essence, which I
Mhm.
use as the descriptor of the divinity that we each are, that all of us, there is no
Mhm.
one left out of that because everything is of the divine
Yes.
in my
Yes.
body of work. So we
Yes.
are all magnificent essence. We all have magnificent essence to breathe into the world. And it's capital ME because it's an acronym. And
Yes.
in my book, it talks about the journey from lowercase me, which is mighty ego,
Okay.
uppercase me, which is magnificent essence.
Oh, I love it. Man, that is so beautiful, Doc. The explanation of it, but also the understanding of it as well is so important. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, this is Power Connections with Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd. She's with us today on the network. So excited for her. She talked about a couple things that I get excited about. One thing, Doc, I was thinking about on happiness. Now, I'm going to give you my version of it because, guys, but also, too, happiness also requires some preparation, too, Doc, I found out. I'm gonna give you a quick example. One is my car. Sometimes you have issues, right? I will say a flat tire, right? Now, guess what? One thing I did a while back, Doc, when I had flat tires on some of the car, I didn't have a spare. So I wasn't real happy about that. So guess what I did, Doc? I carry around a spare tire, at least a smaller one anyway, or a large one. Just depends on how much room you have in your trunk these days. But I now have a spare tire in my car. So anywhere I go in the nation, if I have a flat tire, I'm good. So I'm gonna be happy to put the new tire on there, right? The spare tire on and get the fixed. So, but that's what you got to do. You got to sometimes prepare for happiness to the best of your ability on the stuff we can control. So if I have a flat tire, you think I'm tripping? I ain't worried about it. Now I just got to go get the tire out and put it on and get on home. So I'll be happy about that, Doc. So happiness does require some preparation and some understanding on how to get things done. So thank you so much for that, Doc. I'm trying to be happy, but guess what? Sometimes it's my fault because I ain't happy.
Well, I love that metaphor of
Yes, ma'am.
like, do I have my spare tire? Yeah, what is my spare tire? And in any given moment, I will tell you just this morning, dealing with some things that felt to me, they triggered an experience of chaos. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. How am I going to focus on all of it? How can I keep it done?
Right.
And I feel myself sliding into this darkness of,
Yeah.
I'm not enough. I don't know enough. I don't know how to do it. Nobody's helping me. It's not going to work.
Right.
Like all of that is in us. It's all around us. The question is, are you going to choose to ride that wave?
Right.
Or are you going to choose to ride a different wave? So as soon as I caught myself, whoa, that doesn't contribute to happiness. That doesn't contribute to fulfillment. Those thoughts are all about negativity and chaos.
Yeah.
I went right back up and I said, okay, no, I'm canceling and clearing that out. And I'm calling in the big guns. I called in my divine aid and I said, everything in my life works out now and forevermore. The divine always supports and serves me to be my highest and best. All of the answers to all of my questions are being presented to me. Like I just start affirming. I do what I call a positivity, a spirituality rant. And I keep putting in the energy of what is really what I want. I feel full with it. And then I know I can actually deal with that flat tire from a higher vibration.
Right.
Then I can see more of the possibilities, more of the answers, more of what's available to me. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Dr.
Doc.
Kevin. And I feel like the preparation is
Yeah.
reminding yourself,
Yeah.
getting prepared. What
Absolutely.
does it sound like when I'm positive versus negative?
Right. Right.
And reminding yourself to be ready for those circumstances when you need to pop in the positivity
Yeah.
midst of some darkness.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Doc, I was just thinking about over time here, the last couple of years or so, I think part of the challenge that people just didn't know what to do. They didn't have any prior training. Nobody gave them a heads up on what may happen, you know, what they call worst case scenarios. That, you know, some organizations got to do worst case scenarios, right? Or for a community or for a nation or for a city or whatever. And we don't do that, I don't think, enough at some time in our life. We don't know, we don't even think about, okay, what happened, you know, God forbid, of course, if our house gets flooded, right? Or if our house burns down or something happens where you don't have the house anymore, you got to have at least some thought about it. We don't want you to be fearful or, you know, be concerned, over concerned, but you got to at least think about what's my plan of attack where you don't panic. Because some people can have some serious issues, you know, with stuff that happens like that because they weren't ready for it or weren't designed to handle it. So this is
Yes.
what Dr. Shepherd does. She kind of helps you, you know, prepare your heart and mind for stuff that may or may not happen. But the point is that you know what to do and you're at peace. You have a joy, you have a happiness, and you have some control. That's the biggest thing is control, right? Over what you need to do next, Doc. Any thoughts about that?
Yes, yes, it's beautiful, Kevin. The idea of control. So the control piece is around, and this is why it's called self-mastery. My body
Yeah.
of work is around this
Yes,
idea.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's not controlling the situation.
Right.
That's very rarely possible. Even
Right.
situations where I'm the leader, I don't
Mm.
always have all the control.
Nope.
So the idea is, how am I setting myself up
Yeah.
to be able to control myself
Yeah.
as I interpret the situation, as
Yeah.
I react or respond to the circumstance?
Right.
So in your sticking with your metaphor of the flat tire and preparedness. So when the tire goes flat,
Right.
like a reaction would be to be really upset,
Right.
to be angry, to be
Right.
worried about how am I going to pay for a new tire, to just
Right.
like, why didn't anybody take care of this tire? Like all of that stuff. It would be blame and shame and anger and frustration, and nothing really powerfully positive can happen when you're in that energy.
Nope.
Response is, huh, I have a flat tire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to see if I have a spare. So you go in calmly in the midst of the turmoil and you look for the spare. And if the spare's there, oh, how wonderful. Then you go into gratitude. How awesome that exactly when I needed a spare tire, boom, there's one there. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. If there isn't a spare tire, then it's like, huh, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a spare. So now what do I have?
Right.
What can I do? In
Right.
the
Right.
absence of the spare, what are the options available to me?
Right.
And how am I supposed to get something beneficial out of this circumstance where I
Mm-hmm.
need a spare, but I don't have one? Is it teaching me resilience? Is it teaching me patience?
Mm-hmm.
Is it teaching me how to make sure I have a spare next time? Is it teaching me how powerful I am, that I can come up with options in the midst of chaos? Is it teaching me, hey, go sit in your car and rest?
Right.
You
Right.
didn't need to be there. Is it taking me off the road because there's a 20-car
Right.
pileup about to happen and I'm on the side of the road? Like there's so many ways that life is happening for you,
Yeah.
not to you. And when you can be in the energy of saying, yes, I have a spare tire, I mean, a flat tire, thank you. Now, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to respond? Magic can show up.
Wow, that's powerful, Doc. Thank you so much. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections. If you're just joining us with the wonderful, talented, brilliant, and beautiful Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, for those who didn't hear a little bit about her bio, Dr. Shepherd is a catastrophic stroke survivor, self-mastery expert, as you can hear with her wonderful voice here, CEO of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Hey guys, I wanted you to hear how to get in touch with you. Some of you guys need to make an appointment right now with her as well. Doc, tell people how to best get in touch with you right now, if you don't mind.
Find me on LinkedIn, and you can also email me at valerie@hartleycenter.com.
Oh, I love it. Hey guys, if you need some more information about that, hit me up on the network, guys. I'll make sure you get that link too as well with Dr. Valerie Shepherd. Hey guys, she has a beautiful book out there. We've been talking a little bit about Living Happy to Be Me. And the ME is capitalized and it stands for Magnificent Essence. And you got to learn more about that when you get the book or when you contact her for an appointment for sure as well. That is so powerful. You know, Doc, I wanted to, since we have some time with you today, can you talk to our young people today anyway? Because as you know, you and I grew up in a different time, a different family structure, if you will. We had a little more structure, a little more discipline, a little more areas of kindness and guidance from our church all the way to school, all the kind of great stuff I'm sure we all have in common here, Doc. But can you talk to our young people today? What would you say to our young people that just need a little encouragement and just need to understand how awesome they are as well?
Yes, okay. Young people, you might not like what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Say it anyway.
So number one, put your technology down.
Wow.
Put your technology down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that it's bad. This is not about Facebook or Instagram or TikTok having demonic qualities or anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is your ability to live your most magnificent life is generated from inside you. That means you are being called to place your focus inside you. When you're on your phone all the time, your focus is anywhere but inside you.
Yeah.
And you're actually focused on other people's journeys and other people's experiences and other people's belief systems, other people's identities, other people's personalities, other people's traumas, other people's demons. You're focused on other stuff. There's no way you can build the life of your dreams being focused on this and that outside you. It's never going to be about that. Your magnificent life starts in here, ends in here. And the more time that you can pull away, I've had so many of my students and clients thank me for this message, for going on a technology moratorium for an hour, a day. And then some of my students in my Living 101 Being Happy and Whole course have even done it for a week. Except for like when they needed it for their classes or something, but out of social media for a week. And they come back and they tell me, oh my gosh, my mind chatter got quieter. My agitation and anxiety, like I'm not enough, or I'm not in the right place at the right time, or like they're having so much fun. Why aren't I having that much fun? They've got this. Why don't I have that? Like all of that comparison, especially comparison that leaves me wanting and them exemplary, all of that negative comparison, that went away. They started being able to like feel, not just intellectualize things, but feel. And the most important piece is they could hear the still small voice.
Wow, Doc, that's powerful right there.
Put down technology and create a deeper connection with the divinity that you are. That's source energy. That is the divine manifesting through you, in you, as you, and around you. And when you're connected to that and you take that wherever you express yourself, watch out. That is true power.
Oh, I love it, Doc. That is so amazing. Young people, we love you so much. We know you may not have the, the tools, all the tools, I just say tools, and you may not even have the family in some cases, or mentor, right? Or some type of guide, a person that guides you that you can trust as well. So we're here to help you today in that area, and Dr. Shepherd's available to you as well. Hey guys, she's on LinkedIn, guys. You guys can put her name in there and contact her via LinkedIn as well. I highly recommend you guys get some counsel, get some time with her if you can catch her schedule to get out there as well. On top of that, that's powerful. You know, young people wanted to let you know you are enough. Doc mentioned it. She just mentioned it. You are enough. And it's amazing. I had to find this out myself. Guy, I'm gonna tell you, guy, I don't mind sharing with you. I'm gonna be 66 here in December, in April, and I'm still learning some stuff about who I am. And there's only one Kevin Vaughan in the entire universe, and there will never be anybody before me or after me. It never was before. All out of all the people ever born and coming in the future, there'll never be one just like me. There may be some folks that look like me, right, Doc? But they're not exactly like you guys. So guys, you're so unique, and please understand how powerful you are. Just the fact that your uniqueness alone. You know, there's people still looking for rubies and diamonds that are unique to make you wealthy. Well, you already got it inside you already. You already have your wealth. And Doc just mentioned to you, it's already inside you. And the only thing that's missing, guys, we just don't teach it enough, Doc. That's the problem. We just don't teach it enough in the areas of education, church, our homes, you know, all the areas that influence us, our schools, of course. We just don't get enough of it. We just don't know because we don't know. We get everything else, but what we really need to know is how important we are and how powerful we are. And Doc's been sharing that in her book, guys, Living Happy to Be Me, Dancing Your Soul Lifestyle. We want you guys to learn more about that, as well as we talked to Doc about her wonderful book today and how she got there. So important. Doc, I tell you, it's just exciting and exciting time. These are exciting times that we're in.
Yeah, there's a lot in the world that's looking for what we each have to give. And we just need to center in on that. Listen to the voices coming from within. And back to the young people.
Yeah.
The world is going to do a lot to show you what you don't have.
Right.
The world is going to do a lot to try and convince you that you need to buy this or get this degree or take this course or and there are courses and degrees and things. I mean, I've got 3 degrees, so I certainly believe in the power of higher education.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And it's potentially not right for everyone and not right for everyone right now.
Right.
And so by being able to listen to what your higher self is telling you is right for you, allows you to move through life more fluidly, with more flow, with less hiccups because you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons. Like, it's not true that you have to be like everyone else. As Dr. Kevin said, there's only one of him. There's only one of me. Your path is not supposed to look like everybody else's. So if you're about trying to keep up with the Joneses or whoever they are in your world, I would encourage you and I would invite you to come up with a different game plan. Like one of my favorite poets is Rumi. And one of his quotes that I like is straying marks the path. Straying marks the path. And so what that means is taking a detour may be the best thing you could ever do to find what is really meant for you. And so on that detour, you might meet someone who opens your eyes and your heart up to the very thing that excites you way more than that degree program you were doing. On that detour, you may have an accident, you know, flat tire. You may have a flat tire situation where the person who comes to help you introduces you to something. You may be walking down the street and look up and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, the way that tree looks, wow. And then you're noticing light differently. And all of a sudden you're interested in photography. Like life is giving you options. So when you can let go of the fear that you're not enough yet or already, that you're behind your peers, and that you're going to disappoint all the people you think you're on the planet to please, including the parents and the clergy and the professors and the siblings and the boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other, whatever they go by. If you think that's what you're here for, you're wrong. You're here for much more than that. Those things are important and fun.
Exactly.
Yay. And when they're not that, it's time to move on.
Amen.
And in the meantime, wow, what more is possible? I love for you to ask this question. This is my life as I've created it so far. What more is possible?
Oh, that's
What
powerful.
more is possible if I let go of this relationship? What more is possible if I take on that understanding? What more is possible if I am willing to stand in fear, find my courage, and express myself in the most authentic way possible? What would my life give me as a high five for doing that? What more is possible?
Yes, that's beautiful, Doc. I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. Dr. Kevin Vaughan here with you here. Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd with us. Doc, this is so powerful. Hey, guys, I want you to update a quote here. We always hear it. I heard this from my pastor a while back, Doc, and we talked about we always talk about think outside the box. My pastor said there is no box. There's no box, guys. So update that quote. There is no box. Don't put yourself outside the box. There is no box. And Doc just shared this, you're unlimited. All potentials are unlimited. Isn't that powerful, Doc?
The only person who puts you in the box.
Yeah, exactly. We put ourselves in a box. And we've been, as Dr. Larry Carnes would say, we've been socially modified to do that.
Well, other people will try to put you in the box. So you might hear it like this: stay in your lane.
Right.
You might hear it like that. Well, what do you know about that? You might hear it like that.
Right.
Well, what's your degree? People, it's funny because my clients actually never ask me about my credentials. My clients just feel the energy and they want it. People who want to know about my credentials are usually other credentialed people who are trying to figure out what part of the box I claim versus what part of the box they can claim. And so I think it's a very profound comment, Dr. Kevin, to remind people, you don't need to get out of the box. You need to eliminate the idea that you're in a box at all. And claim your freedom, claim your liberation. I am a liberated being living my life.
Yeah, oh, I love it, Doc. That's beautiful. Hey, as Doc was talking, I was just looking up a quote I always love. It was Earl Nightingale. Y'all check it out. Earl Nightingale talked about, he asked the question, what is wrong with men today? Men and women today. He says, men and women just don't think. We got to think more, guys. We're not using this wonderful computer. It's called a CPU. We call it CPU. Computer that we have in our brain. We're just not thinking, Doc, enough. We're letting other people think for us. We're not thinking. You mentioned earlier about our essence and all the things that we have inside. We have so much inside of us, but we're doing everything else but thinking for ourselves. Like she mentioned earlier about the cell phone. Just put that bad boy down. I know it's going to be hard for some young people. I know that for sure. Because that's all they got. It's a cell phone to connect,
Yeah, it depends on what you're wanting. Like some things you can't get to from there.
That's right.
So being willing to notice this isn't so me. It's not whether it's good or bad or right or wrong. I don't use that language very much ever for a long time. It's whether it's serving me. Like this served me for a while, it doesn't serve me anymore. And one point of distinction I'll say, Kevin. So I'm Dr. Kevin, I'm very focused on heart-centered energy. So I have lived most of my life in my intellect, in my conscious head-based mind. And what I teach now is about reconnecting to the heart. And using this massive CPU, as you called it, in service to the heart wisdom. I believe the heart is the seat of the soul, that is the eternal, immortal aspect that we each are, and that tuning into that gives us some guidance. There's an organization called the Heart Math Institute. They've done studies that prove that the heart is a powerful carrier of intuitive wisdom and can give you divine guidance. The other thing that I really love, I'm an Einstein fan. I've read a couple of books about Albert Einstein. And what I like the most about him, I mean, he had human qualities. He had a couple of wives, not the greatest father, incredible mind, incredible intellect, obviously. And this incredible mind has to say about the head versus the heart connection. The intuitive mind, which I used to talk about the heart, is a sacred gift. The conscious mind is its faithful servant.
Mhm.
We have created a society that worships the servant,
Right,
it's forgotten the gift.
right.
So I just say that it's again not an either or,
Mhm,
both and. And
mhm.
in a world that seems to relegate the heart only to romance,
Yeah,
not to its
right,
intended
right.
divine capability in our lives,
Yeah,
I would like them to rethink that and
right.
adjust that to
Yeah.
come into a greater relationship and harmony with the wisdom that is available from
Mhm.
this magnificent center,
Wow.
um, the heart center.
Oh, I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, this is Power Connections. My beautiful and awesome guest today, Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, for those who are just joining us, Dr. Shepherd is a catastrophic stroke survivor, self-mastery expert, and CEO of the Hardy Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. You can hear it in her voice, folks. You know what she's talking about, and you need to get in touch with her. She's on LinkedIn, guys, and LinkedIn, just type in her wonderful name right there. Just type it in and you can contact her. Matter of fact, if you would also let her know, let her know how you enjoyed this broadcast. If you guys are listening to that too as well. And did you learn something? That's what I want to know, Doc. Did they learn something today from you as well? That's important. Did they refocus? Did they do some different things today that would help them towards their happiness and peace and joy as well? Well, Doc, I want to thank you so much for your time, but I want to give you some final thoughts. Any final thoughts? And if you would give us a call to action, anything you want us that we should consider doing starting today.
Yes, yes. Okay. Call to action is remember the truth of who you are.
Wow, I love it.
Remember the truth of who you are. You're much more than your personality, your
Yeah,
identity. You're certainly more than your stuff,
yeah.
your background, or where you live, or the kind of clothes you wear. You're much more than that. And
Mhm.
it's not about learning the truth of who you are. It's about remembering. We all came in here with it. And so reconnecting, getting quiet,
Yeah.
going inward is how you can do that. And then I have an invitation, and this invitation isn't going to work for all of you. So I have a couple of ways that you can play in this stuff that I do. So I have a Facebook group that you can join. It's called The Bliss Collective. And Dr. Kevin and I will get you the link, but it's basically facebook.com/groups with an S /The Bliss Collective. And that's a free group. You can go in there and hobnob with us. We've got over 1,000 people now, and I post positive thoughts, and we have all kinds of things going on there that can support you. I encourage you to do that. We'll be doing a self-mastery challenge, a 7-day challenge. We usually do them every couple of months. The next one will be in April. Love to have you do that. And for a few select people who are really ready to go high, I have a retreat coming up in the south of France. It's a 7-day experiential spiritual transformation retreat. We'd love for you to join us. There are only 10 spots, and we'll put that link in as well. It's called the Glow Up Experience. It's a way for you to get your glow back. If you're in a COVID hangover, this could be perfect for you. Mind, body, spirit activation to return you to wholeness and restore your wholeness and return you to flow.
Oh, that's beautiful, Dr. Shepherd. Thank you so much for that update and information. Hey, guys, Doc is an author, speaker, leader, mentor, trainer, and an overall great person. So, guys, you
Thank
guys
you,
need
Dr.
to connect with her, no doubt about that, and get to know her. You know, one thing I want to also leave with you guys, get to know people. Get to know people. Okay, don't just text them all the time. Get to know them. That's called communication. Break some bread with them. Have lunch, dinner, or breakfast with them if you can. Whatever, just to get to know them. Okay, you don't have to go all crazy. Just get to know people. Just get to know people. I think, Doc, we have to talk about this some other time. I think people are starving for that. Just to be people. You know what I'm saying? Humanity. I think a lot of people just don't know how to do that. And because we lost some of that of how just to be a human and just talk to other human beings about who they are and not bring all this other stuff with it, all the baggage with it that comes with that. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for everything, right? But the point is get to know each other, folks.
Yes.
develop friendships. Oh man, one of my first books, not first books, but one of the books I loved is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Napoleon Hill. I still love that book because it taught me how to be a friend. You gotta get friends, folks. You gotta be a friend, right?
Yes, if you want friends, you got to be a friend.
Gotta be a friend
And
first. Yeah.
being in community with people is how you feel less alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you,
Yeah,
Dr. Kevin. A lot of people haven't had the experience
yeah.
of being taught how to
Right,
do that.
right.
And because of the separations that happened during the
Yeah,
uh, COVID,
yeah.
people lost the ability to be
Right.
in a relationship. And now we got to get it back. We don't need to
Yeah.
stay where we are if it's not working
No,
for us. If it's
that's
not working for you,
yeah.
change it.
Absolutely. Doc, I don't know if I heard somebody just this week say, I don't like people. What? I don't like being around people. I'm saying, what are you saying? You're people.
I
And
have heard that before. And
yeah,
I will tell you this, Kevin.
oh,
It wasn't that long ago, I'm going to call it a decade ago,
yeah,
where I got clear in me that I didn't really prefer people. I was giving all
yeah,
my love went to my precious dog. Her name was Maggie May. And I talk about this in a couple of my
yeah,
videos on my YouTube channel.
yeah,
And so I had created this story that she was much easier to deal with. She didn't disagree.
yeah, yeah,
She didn't
exactly.
agree with me. She didn't pull me down. All she did was unconditionally love. And I wanted more of that.
Yeah, right.
When Maggie crossed over,
Yeah,
I had this lucid dream
yeah.
where my precious dog, and she's not little, she was like 90 pounds. So
Mhm.
my precious dog came to me in a dream. She sat right in front of me, and I just looked at her into her big brown eyes and
Right,
said,
right,
"What is it, Maggie?" And
right.
she said this, "Give it away, mommy, give it away." And
Yeah,
I was like, what is she talking about?
yeah.
And she wouldn't tell me. And so what I did was then think about what could she be talking about? What I figured it out was she was talking about love.
Wow.
And what my problem was I wasn't giving it away enough. I wasn't being as loving as I could
Yeah,
be. I wasn't noticing that I am lovable. And
right.
so I was sort of holding myself back,
Yeah,
even while I'm wanting to belong. I'm keeping myself
right,
separate, but I
right,
want to belong.
right,
I'm keeping myself distant, but I
right,
want to be close. And
right.
so you brought up a beautiful thing that your audience, especially young people,
Yeah,
remember that if you want to be closer,
right,
create the closeness,
right.
lean in, pick up the phone, make a phone call,
Yeah,
set up a Zoom meeting. It doesn't matter that the person's on the other side of the globe.
right.
Navigate the time zones,
Yeah,
have a virtual dinner,
yeah,
and have at
yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Have at it. Yes.
Yeah, that's powerful. I love that. That's a great way to handle it right there. You're absolutely right because the technology is now available. You could have dinner with another family across the globe, virtually. So that's pretty powerful. I like that. I like that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd on Power Connections. You can see why she's a power player this month on the network, guys. She is a beautiful, beautiful person, ladies and gentlemen. She's an author, speaker, leader, mentor, and trainer as well on top of that, guy. So I want you guys to book her for some time. For those who have a podcast out there, guys have a cable, television, whatever medium you have, guys, that's positive. You guys bring her on as well to talk to your organization, talk to your group, to your association as a speaker. So guys, you can book her, but go to her LinkedIn page, guys. Just type in her wonderful name right there. It'll take you right to her LinkedIn page. You can start that journey and start that contact, guys, as well. Well, Doc, I tell you, time always flies with the right people. You know that. I could talk to you all day about what's going on around the planet and what you're doing as well. But we thank you so much for your time today. Any final thoughts, my dear, or anything you want to say?
Yes. My final thought is this quote from Seneca: as long as you live, keep learning how to live.
Oh, I love it.
Many blessings. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And I look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc. And of course, we're gonna have you back soon as possible. So you're always welcome back on
Thank you.
Power Connections and update us. If you got any new books, new events, anything coming up, let us know. We can bring you back on for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, whatever it takes to get the information out that you share as well. Hey guys, we've been on with Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd on Power Connections, guys. Hey, I'm gonna leave you with this real quick. I want you, first of all, have an intentional and productive day today. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Don't worry about what's gonna happen tomorrow because it ain't here yet, right? Just enjoy today. Enjoy the moment. As one of my mentors say, enjoy the moments, guys, with your family, with your coworkers, with your business partners, friends, maybe your experiences, whatever that is, guys, just enjoy it and have a great attitude in that process. Hey, remember to always outlove, outserve, and outforgive each other, guys. And remember that Jesus is Lord. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Dr. Shepherd, thank you so much for your precious time today.
Many blessings, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you so much. And those listening live and those listening later on, thank you so much for your time today. Hey, share this out, guys. Let everybody know about Dr. Shepherd and her wonderful, wonderful book, and also her wonderful service that she had as well through her business model. So we thank you so much for your time today. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time on Power Connections.